SheQuest Podcast is the home of heart-opening dialogues, stories, and experiences for self-identified women on a SheQuest. Season 5 is now bilingual as I welcome co-host Nadia Bonenfant. Hey Nadia!
Hey Estelle, delighted to be part of SheQuest Podcast. Forward movement to live aware, bold, and whole. Let's do this.
Woohoo! Hi, SheQuest, and welcome to SheQuest Podcast. I'm your host, Estelle Thompson, and today on the show, I have a treat for you. Such a treat. We were off mic just a few seconds ago, and I just called her my muse. So. Autumn Grant is on the show today. She's owner of Flow Meditation, and she's been a student of mine and a friend of mine, and I just love everything she's doing in the world. Autumn, welcome on the show.
Oh my goodness, Estelle, what a huge compliment. I am grinning ear to ear right now. That is so kind of you to say. Thank you so much for having me. You've been also my muse and inspiration and such a huge support, even more than I think you may realize in my life. So I truly feel honored to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh my God, hashtag love story. So Autumn, and by the way, I say your name's so French. It's so hard for me to say.
I love it. It's beautiful.
I always ask the same question for every show. And the first question of the show is, what makes you feel alive today?
Ooh, I love that question so much. My newborn baby, Iris Love, she makes me feel so very much alive these days. She's just the most amazing little babe. She's so peaceful and really starting to smile and respond so much. It's just lighting up my life so much these days.
And it's so new. And that's really how we met, because you were pregnant with your second daughter.
Yes.
Yeah, at the practice. And there comes Autumn. So bubbly, and I was like, who is this radiant being and how can I know her more? Didn't I tell you that? I was like, can I be your friend?
Yes, I have been following you for years. And when I was living in Vancouver, I said, okay, when I move back to Halifax, I need to connect with Estelle in one way or another. And one of the most exciting things about becoming pregnant was my permission to join your class. So it was such a treat every Wednesday night to move with you and be guided by you. And I just wanted to be your friend immediately, and that transitioned into the long conversations outside of the practice. And it feels very mutual.
It really does. And those classes, the parent classes that I lead, I always say it's such I get you for such a short amount of time. It's a sin, really. It feels like a pregnancy feels so long at time, but for me, it's no, but I get you for just a few months.
But it's such a sacred and special time. So I just feel like it's so defining, when you are with baby and also with Estelle. It's such a beautiful connection that you're able to build with new moms or moms to be.
Oh, I know, I'm obsessed with pregnant people in general. And so talk to us about, how you started Flow Meditation and everything, and how you got into really, your mindfulness practice and your yoga practice. And at SheQuest here, we call it my she story. And I always love to know, was there just a moment in your life where you're like, oh my goodness, I'm going to be a meditation teacher, or, or it was more little small moments, but I'd love to hear from you.
Oh, that's so kind. I have definitely had some defining moments that have brought me to where I am today. But But since you're curious, I was born and raised in Halifax, Nova Scotia here, and I grew up playing lots of sports, but my number one sport was gymnastics. I was a competitive gymnast, and those are my first memories really of meditation. You know, we would close our eyes and visualize our routines, and then we would go and perform them. And I was always amazed with how I would be able to perform better after a visualization. You know, after I finished my gymnastics career and graduated from high school, I wasn't ready to move on to university yet. I had this really strong desire to travel. So upon graduation of high school, I moved to Florence, Italy, where I became an au pair for the most wonderful Florentine family. And I took care of two beautiful children named Pietro and Gilda. I was 17 when I left, and it just was the most defining year of my life. You know, we would spend the summers sailing, living on the boat. The fall, we would spend time at the grandparents' old mill in Chianti. And the winters, we would go to the mountains and snowboard. And it was just such a rich, beautiful life that they lived and that I was able to be a part of. And actually the mother, Lucia, she's so wonderful. She was really into yoga and meditation, and she's really the one who introduced me to the practice. I remember being in the sailboat in the middle of the ocean, and she would go to the bow of the boat and move her body and sit in meditation, and she would often invite me to join her. And it was so fulfilling for me and wonderful. And I remember, you know, she would go and travel to different retreats throughout Tuscany, and I would be there with her to watch the children. And I remember peeking in the windows of her yoga and meditation retreats and thinking how I so badly wanted to partake. And that was quite defining for me. But what really helped me arrive to where I am today was when I was living in Vancouver. I had moved to Vancouver a couple of years after my undergraduate degree from Dal, and I had studied international development and environment, sustainability, and society, but I had moved to Vancouver to further my education in human resources management. And I was then recruited and hired by the Lululemon Lab. It was a part of our schedule. It was mandatory for us to go once a week as a team to a meditation studio called Moment. I remember going to these classes with my work team and just being so amazed with how much better I felt after this guided meditation. I felt it brought up a lot for me personally. It helped me professionally, and I started including it more into my everyday practice from that point. And another interesting point about working for Lululemon is I started working at the exact same time as Jonathan. And so Jonathan was hired at the Lululemon Lab as the community lead, and I was hired as the HR manager, people and culture. And it turns out that I wasn't actually the most professional HR manager. I immediately fell in love with him and it was luckily mutual. So, you know, we explored that a little bit. You know, we eventually went to our other manager and said, you know, like, this is something that feels very real for us, and what is the best way to proceed in a professional way. And Lululemon is an incredible company, so open. You know, we often talked about our values and our dreams and goals, and mine and Jonathan's were very much aligned. So we thankfully had an incredible support team with our team at the lab, and we were able to continue working with Lululemon, and in a beautiful relationship that we actually discovered. We worked extremely well together in a professional setting, but we also had this this passionate love for each other. And about 6 months after we started working together, we actually found out that we were pregnant with our first daughter, Florence.
You tell it again, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is such a short time to like.
A very, very short time. It was very much a surprise, and it was something that I was extremely excited about, but also terrified. I was in a very new relationship. There was a lot of trouble that we faced, and a lot of trauma that we ended up dealing with, being in a relationship. And we dealt with some setbacks, with some racism in my family that was very difficult. And again, we turned to meditation and therapy to help us, understand the trauma that had come up, the trauma that we were currently dealing with. And meditation was a way for us both to understand and accept where we were, and then eventually led into a lot of forgiveness. So that was a very defining moment for us. We actually went on a little baby moon to Hawaii when I was 7 months pregnant. We rented this camper van, this old Volkswagen camper van, and we drove around the island and camped through it, through Maui for a week, and it was so wonderful. And we ended up meeting this beautiful Hawaiian family who helped us dig out our van that got stuck on the beach. And they told us about this beautiful Hawaiian prayer or meditation called Ho'oponopono, which means, I am sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you. And that was one moment that really tied everything together for us, and allowed us to move into the birth of our daughter with open arms from all members of our family. And Florence was born in December of 2017, and she just brought in so much joy and so much magic and a whole lot of unity between our families and ourselves. And it was just such a beautiful time in our lives. And when she was 4 months old, we actually moved back from Vancouver to Halifax. And shortly after we moved back here, we decided to open Flow Meditation and Wellness, because meditation had truly changed our lives, and we wanted to share the practice with as many people as we could. So what we did is we actually were able to take over a lease of this cute little space on Argyle Street in downtown Halifax, and it was just a 9-month lease. So I felt that the risk of signing a contract to open a new business wasn't as huge and as fearful, because it was so short term. And we opened it up in August of 2018, and we had this sweet little studio where we guided meditations, and we hosted some really awesome workshops, and we had a little curated section of local products, which was really nice. And so that's where we began. And after the 9 months, we decided that we would close our brick and mortar space, because we felt it was best to bring meditation to others and make it more accessible. So that's really where we transitioned into doing pop-up studios. So we would visit different studios throughout the Halifax Regional Municipality and host workshops and collaborate with other businesses to bring mindfulness and meditation in its many forms to other places. And studios, we started visiting schools and universities. We worked with different sports teams. Once the pandemic hit last year, we realized that we needed to be adaptable and show up strong for our community. And so, we transitioned into some online offerings and continuing to build our knowledge base and our own personal practice. So we started getting more into recorded sessions. So we were hired as the head of mindfulness for the Focus Factor app, which is actually a brain health supplement company. So that was a really wonderful project that we did. We did the original content creation of 112 different meditations that we recorded here in Halifax with the Golden Palm. And we got into, other things such as, custom meditation cushions, where we built some wellness programming for the Nova Scotia Career Development Association. And we work with some lovely nonprofits such as Lang House. And we actually started getting into instructor certification. So we offer an online breathwork and mindfulness and meditation certification. And now that things are opening, we feel extremely excited to get back into being with the community through retreats. We have 2 local retreats that we're planning for this summer, and hoping to get more into back into the community through classes at Move East and other studios in Halifax, and also creating fun events. Our goal is to build a happier, healthier, and more connected society through mindfulness and meditation. And we find that it's really lovely and beneficial to show how mindfulness can really enhance life as well as help soothe pain. And so, showing up to weddings and guiding a bride or groom through a meditation before they walk down the aisle to really help enhance that experience, and creating private events and sessions, and collaborating with lots of other studios and local businesses, because that's where we find the most joy.
Didn't mention anything about being pregnant again.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. I really think that I just love it so much. It honestly, it doesn't even really feel like work. It's just, it's fun. And I feel so lucky to do what I do. So it's a huge part of our lives. I don't see my work and my family life as separate. I feel like it's honestly all one. And I know that's, we always talk about work-life balance, which is so important, and I definitely have my boundaries, but I do see it all very much intertwined.
Yes, and I feel that about you, and like really just embodying what you love, really. I was hearing you speak and kind of taking you back. I'm seeing just some connection with Florence. You named and I love, because it seemed like the 2 moments that were really kind of clear for you was like, your trip to Florence and meeting Lucinda. Was that her name?
Lucia.
So beautiful.
Lucia.
Lucia means light, right? Yes. I just love that. And then you name, Flow Med Station. I'm thinking it's for Florence, or
Exactly.
And then you name your first daughter Florence.
I did, and my business. I wanted to name my daughter Florence because Florence, Italy was so defining in my life, and she is so defining in my life, and incorporating the business into it, just everything just is flow. Everything is flow.
Yeah, well, I love that it has like almost like a 2, even 3-dimensional kind of definition to that, like just such a like flow. Like at first, even if we didn't know you, like Flow Med Station, it's kind of going with the flow.
Exactly.
But then you spell it FLO, which kind of stands on its own, and I feel has its own kind of character, right?
Yes.
And then the other moment, I just love these. I just love speaking to women, and there's like always these moments in our calling. I feel like it's so clear in our story, but like for somebody else, they could have like gone kind of unnoticed, like
for sure.
And for you, so your Italy trip, And then the next one was really meeting Jonathan,
100%.
Yeah. And
Yes.
I was thinking, like, I was just telling you, I really want to have him on the show. And now I'm not sure if maybe we'll tag him at the end of this episode. We'll see what happens. But
We'll see.
like, was he into like meditation before you all kind of had this big, Cupid falling in love?
Oh my gosh. Jonathan is so wonderful. And to answer your question, no, he wasn't into meditation before. Jonathan is the most charismatic person I have ever known. He's so much fun and energetic, and he was quite hesitant, honestly, to go to meditation as a part of our work schedule. And he always talks about how he was so pleasantly surprised with, how when given the space to slow down, he benefited so much from it. And it really changed his life, because he's always been, the person with, so many incredible ideas, and he's a creator and an entrepreneur, and he's creative. And when he was given this time to slow down, he said what often felt like this mindful present awareness for the first time. He just knew that he needed this practice in his life to help slow down his overactive mind, he likes to say. So yeah, it's really interesting. And I think that, we would never have flow meditation if it wasn't for Jonathan. It was his creative mind and his beautiful mind and ideas that allowed us to come together in a really nice balance to start flow meditation.
Oh, I want to meet him now.
You have to meet him.
And we will. And I was listening to you. It's so beautiful, Autumn. I had like literally full body shiver. When you were talking about your trip to Hawaii. I often tackle subjects on the show, as you know, I'm a big grief kind of activist in a way, and trauma and racism and, identity. I try to touch on a bit of everything, inclusivity.
For sure.
But it really, really struck me, because the last few episodes that I've done, I actually just did a 3-part conversation on grief. And something that came up in one of the episode, and I've been kind of reflecting on it a lot. It's just about trauma, and like trauma, but like you also mentioned the word like forgiveness in trauma. And that for me is just like, that those two words, like they're really in the same cycle.
They need to be, and in order to move forward, we need to have that forgiveness piece. It's really huge. If we don't have forgiveness, then we just hold on to so much hurt and stress, and that manifests in our body in so many ways. So, when we can come to a place of forgiveness, then that's really, really powerful.
And tell me, I'm just curious and nosy now. The name of that med station, it just brought up so much in me. Is it a med station you went to, or one that you experienced it, or like you lead it, or it was just introduced by you?
It was introduced at the time. This family was so wonderful. I was 7 months pregnant, and we had driven the Hana Highway, and there was this incredible black sand beach, and I really wanted to park the van on it to wake up on this beach. And we ended up getting stuck, and there ended up being a downpour and rainbows. And our van was stuck, and it was going to cost us at least $700 to hire a tow truck to pull us out, which we did not have. This family ended up coming. They lived very nearby, and they saw us stuck, and they saw my pregnant belly, and they offered their help. And so Jonathan went with them. They had a truck that was able to pull out our old van, and I stayed behind with the women and ended up cooking with them and chatting with them and just built a really beautiful connection with them. And I was asking them, like, why did you do this, to people, to tourists in your hometown, getting stuck? And they said, pono, it means to do the right things and to bring things back into balance. And they told us about this ancient Hawaiian prayer or meditation called Ho'oponopono. And it's something that I often come back to in meditation for myself. And sometimes I do lead it, but I think it's a really, really beautiful practice.
It sounds like it. Yeah, I just had like visions of Italy, visions of Hawaii, visions of BC.
I know. And these visions are really what we have these days. I miss traveling so much because it's often what fills me up. But the past year or so, we've found different ways.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're very kindred in this matter. I want to know, I'm curious, do you consider, like founding Flow Meditation with Jonathan, like, do you consider that an art in itself, like your business and just like yours, is it part of your self-expression in general, you think?
100%. And I think that we often question why we are being pulled in certain directions. Sometimes things will happen in life and at the time we can't really make sense of it. But I think that entrusting the process is an art in itself. When we give ourselves the time to create that space, that's when I feel our true authentic selves and our creative selves come through. And when we're guiding meditations, I always draw inspiration from what's around me and what's happening currently, whether that's guiding just through what's happening in my life and on my mind, or if I'm writing a script for a certain topic, I just draw inspiration from all around me, and that's my creative expression.
And I really see that in you. I really love that I love that because we talk about, and tell me if you're wrong, but I feel with a lot of my students, it's like, oh, hearing things like I've fallen off the wagon, or like, just like, oh, I'm trying to make time for this, I'm trying to make time for that. But I love that you talk about more like, how can you be it? Like, how can you be, like, how can your practices just be in your life? And it's not a matter of like, I know, you need to create space, but it's like just almost like a part of who you are, which I feel that's really the case for you and your family.
Absolutely. And it certainly is. I mean, from, creating meals in the kitchen and eating together and being mindful and, limiting distraction as much as we can. But what's been really helpful for me, transitioning into a family 4 and having a newborn is setting boundaries with my phone, especially when I'm with my family, especially the baby. I'm finding, with Florence, I remember just, it's so easy to be on your phone and just scroll when you're breastfeeding, for example, or feeding the baby. And what I've really tried my hardest to do this time is whenever I'm nursing her, I'll actually just put my phone away and be with her. And I find that's a time for me to meditate, is when I'm with Iris and I'm nursing her, and I, instead of just scrolling, I'm with her in that moment. And I look forward to it so much.
I love that. It's kind of the same thing, not really, but yesterday I was like, I usually I have a sitting practice, but like not as long as I say, like I paint or something. And for me, painting is, a meditation, but I was actually thinking of just mothering. I was looking, there was like a family, this is so random. There's a family of pheasants in my backyard. And it was like 8 little baby pheasants. And I could have looked at them like literally all day. I was like, oh my God. But the way I was looking at them, I felt like a med station, like
Yes.
I was like looking and I was just so like just in wonder and awe of like how can this mother bird take care of these like
Oh my
like 8 little heartbeats and it really felt like do you know what I
God.
mean when I talk like that? Like, it was just like, oh my God, like I look forward to like just looking at nature and like yeah.
Exactly. And that's it. It's just it's, having our present moment awareness on one thing at a time. And I think our society is so built around multitasking. And I think that we do so much better when our attention is undivided. And I think that we can all say that we may feel more loved when our attention is undivided. And that's a lot of pressure to, have undivided attention all the time. But that's it. If you're going for a walk, just take an extra time to slow down and notice the senses around you, or taking some time just to observe and witness the pheasants in your backyard. And that's just such a beautiful thing to do, and it's so simple.
So simple. Magic really lives in simplicity. I love talking with you so much. I want to switch gears just a little bit. I want you to talk to us about just your favorite tools. I mean, you obviously you mentioned meditation, and of course now you're such in a season of your life with an infant newborn. I mean, she's not a newborn anymore. She's what? She's 3 months, 2 months.
Yeah, she's 12 weeks, so we're just moving out of the fourth
Oh
trimester.
my goodness. Yeah. So, you're really like, I find there's like different seasons of our lives for our different practices. But one thing on the show that I love so much to talk about and that inspires me and whatever inspires me, I feel would inspire maybe some others. But like, do you have favorite tools of self growth? Like, do you have like soul rituals?
Absolutely. I definitely have lots of rituals that I go back and forth between through different seasons, like you said. But right now, I even if it's as simple as, when I wake up in the morning, just feeling the sunshine on my face and just taking a few moments, and to find my breath, vision my day and what I want to embody for myself throughout the day. And then when I stand up out of my bed and just ground my feet and take a few breaths with my 3-year-old, that's a really wonderful way to start the day. And I find that we really prioritize eating together. So, we have slow mornings and we'll make delicious food and we'll all sit around the table or eat outside these days, which is one of my favorite things to do. That's our morning ritual. It's just as simple as that, and really trying to be slow and put on some nice music and prepare and eat together. Florence is back in daycare now, so I find being intentional with my time with each person in my life, my Iris, my Florence, my Jonathan, my mom, my dad. When I do find time to sit, I really love to write and to journal. A gratitude practice for me is really, really huge. And writing just gives me the space to understand where I am currently emotionally. And it allows us to really be in awareness of our body and our mind. And I think that, we so often separate the mind from the body, but when we understand that our mind and our body are so closely connected, and when we as individuals are so closely connected to our environment, then it just helps with enhancing life in so many ways and enhancing our health, both in our mind and our body and our soul.
Absolutely. And I can attest to, and I'm not saying this because we don't journal to, become, published writers, but you
No.
are such a beautiful writer, like your posts. But I think like I was actually just thinking about that, how even like teaching yoga or like like writing just helps me just express myself just so much clearer and with so much more intention. And you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
almost like I can hear myself better because I write every day.
100%. Yeah, and Instagram's a funny thing and something that I have lots of mixed emotions about, but it is one of the things that I do love about it is that it is a creative outlet and it allows us to express and to write both visually and yeah, both visually and in writing. So thank you for that compliment.
Oh, Instagram is the wild, wild west, let me tell you.
It is.
For you all listening, Autumn was my model for a prenatal workbook that I put a pre and postnatal workbook that I put together. And oh my goodness, you were about to pop when I took those pictures.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I was full term.
And I was so excited. So we took so many pictures. I think I have like more than 100. And you know what's the most relaxing for me is to look at pictures and edit them.
I love that.
I am an editor freak. Like it relaxes me and it feels like painting for me almost. Like I look at it,
Yes.
like I just like can balance it, bring out the colors, fade it a little bit, make it.
Yes. You are so good at it. Both your photos, your editing skills, your painting are just so relaxing. I could look at your photos and your paintings all day.
Oh, you're so sweet. But it does like they're like seriously, like I do like it's almost like I do love the process of it. Like I think there's something about even writing, let's say, okay, sure, like the final product is great, but like the act of like it's really cathartic, you know, to write or like think about how much fun we had on that photo shoot. Like just that, like the experience of that, like I would have had enough. Like I mean, I know there was an actual goal for it, but like sometimes to just do these things because like, do you know what I mean? Like the process of it, like versus like the final product, you know?
Yes. Oh my gosh, I had so much fun with you. I wanted to hang out all day. Just the planning and preparing for it and then doing it and then the after product, which is so lovely.
Also your face was epic when you saw me without yoga clothes on.
Your style is you have the best style.
But you were like, what? You dress like that?
What are you wearing? Where can I get it?
Oh my goodness, you're the best. Okay, so I usually end with like little kind of quick answer questions. I'm not going to ask them all because I think I would love it if you led us into a short meditation. I would be such a gift for everyone involved, myself included. But I do want to ask you the first question of my usual kind of quick answer and I'm curious to know if you have like a mantra, like a favorite mantra that you.
Oh, that's a great question. For so long when I was pregnant, I was using the mantra that you used in class and beautiful chorus. And I listen to beautiful chorus all the time now. And one that I've been using is I am everything I want to be. I have everything I need.
I love that one.
So good.
I'm so excited to introduce Estelle Thompson. Yes, that's me. Online art and yoga studio, a place to engage, explore, transform, and most importantly, play to free your unique expression of soul. With the coupon Studio 20, try 1 month of studio features with 20% off. Again, that's Studio 20, STUDIO 20. You're welcome. Now back to our electrifying guests and conversation.
All right. Do you think, what are you feeling for the meditation? Do you want to lead us in one? Like, do you have a certain?
Absolutely. Wherever you are, I invite you to find a comfortable position. If you feel like you want to stay standing or perhaps find a comfortable seat, Maybe grounding your feet into the ground, or finding a cross-legged position in a more traditional pose, with your spine stacked, but not too stiff. Maybe you want to roll your shoulders back and find a slight gaze in front of you. It might feel really good to close your eyes now. And just know that throughout this little practice together, if you feel or notice too much discomfort, then you have the permission from yourself to adjust your posture, to take a breath. Maybe you even want to lie down and just know that this time is for you to slow down so that your body can tell its story. We far too often disconnect our mind from our bodies. We far too often, as individuals, feel disconnected from our environment. And so these next few moments are for you to connect with yourself through mind and body in whichever environment you're currently in. And so slowing down your breath and slowing down your body, I invite you to bring awareness to how you're breathing. Without force, without judgment, just observing, becoming a witness of your breath. Is your breath short or shallow? Rough or smooth? Or is it nice, long, and deep? Breathing in, I am here. And breathing out, I have arrived. And just noticing when your mind begins to wander. You may notice how easy it is for your mind to drift away into a to-do list, to something that happened, to a sensation in your body. In our society, we're so often caught up in what's next or what happened in the past that we can miss out on the present moment. And within the silence, we notice unease, almost like we're addicted to our own stress hormones. But just for a moment, maybe just give yourself permission to be here now. I invite you to notice the soles of your feet. What sensations do you notice in your feet? Are they warm or cold? Are you wearing shoes or socks? Perhaps you're barefoot. And whenever you become distracted, I invite you to bring your attention back here. Breathing in, I am here. And breathing out, I have arrived. And bringing that awareness up into your legs, noticing their weight. Are they heavy or light? Do you notice any pain? Or maybe a beautiful sense of relaxation? And noticing your belly. And it can be as simple as noticing the rise and fall as you breathe in and out. I am here. I have arrived. And maybe you draw your attention up into your shoulders, an area we often hold a lot of tension. Are you carrying any tension in your shoulders? Maybe you can take this time to let it go. Breathing in, I am here. And breathing out, I have arrived. And maybe unclenching the jaw, relaxing the brow, softening the face. Noticing the crown of your head and any sensations that currently exist here. Breathing in and breathing out. Closing with a mantra if it feels nice for you. I am everything I wanna be. I have everything I need. and allowing that to flow from the top of your head down to the bottom of your toes. And when it feels right for you, bringing some movement into the soles of your feet and into your hands, and opening your eyes when it feels good to do so, allowing them to adjust to the light, and taking a moment to observe your environment. Maybe asking yourself what you see. What do you hear? What can you smell? What do you touch? Thank you so much for sitting with me. How did that feel for you, Estelle?
I'm still in it. That's so nice. Thank you so much for just sharing your light. Thank you, Autumn. Before we leave, because we don't want to leave you, but we have to. I have one last question, and it's kind of a loaded one, but I have faith in you. I want to know, you've shared with us kind of, your calling and how you got and how, you've just shared your magic. And I want to know, what do you wish more women to know about their magic?
Ooh, that's a really good question. Honestly, I think in creating the space for yourself to allow your true authentic self to shine through. I think we often try to fit the mold and fit in. And, when you step into who you truly are, we all have so many amazing gifts. And I feel like it would almost be a disservice not to share them and not to be yourself. So that's really it. And its simplicity is be yourself.
And forgive.
Oh,
Autumn, I love you so much. Where can we find you, and how can we support you?
Oh, you're so sweet. Well, in our digital world, you can find me on Instagram at Flow Meditation. That's spelled FLOMEDITATION. And my personal handle is Autumn, spelled with V's instead of U's. So it's AVTVMN. And on both of my handles, I keep us updated on current events with Flow Meditation. So if you want to come to a class or a retreat, or if you're interested in becoming certified in breathwork and mindfulness and meditation, or interested in a private session or class, we can connect and we can make the magic happen together.
I wish I could get married again so you and Jonathan could
come and help you ground before you walk.
I'm not married again because
just redo your vows.
Yes.
We'll go back to Hawaii with you, and we'll do a Ho'oponopono meditation before you walk down the aisle.
Yes, I want to. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you.
Thank you so much for having me, Estelle. It was so nice to chat.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
This podcast was produced by Tosh Taylor of the Podcast Hub Productions. Find her online at podcasthub.ca.